How's it going? This is Spread Defense. Today we will be talking about our linebacker reads. So let's get to it. All right, our first play here, we're going to look at inside zone. So what we do is we teach our linebackers to read their gaps shoulder. So this linebacker is staring at that shoulder. This linebacker is going to be watching this shoulder. All right. And we look for that shoulder and what direction it moves. So if it's coming straight at you, we think it's some sort of a downhill inside zone. And this is pretty cool because this is actually the first play of the year for us. Both linebackers, you can see, once the ball is snapped, checking out their shoulder, they're taking steps, all right, into their gap, coming immediately, using our hands here, shedding blocks, and our one linebacker there in the B gap coming off and making a play there. Our linebackers are able to play really fast because of the man coverage we play behind it. So these guys are not in conflict. All right, if it was to be an RPO, our DBs are going to handle that. So everyone fits their gap at this point. We essentially have 6 defensive linemen. All right, for us, this guy is a linebacker for us, so he is reading this tackle shoulder. That gap's down. He's got to get in his gap. All right, and then our safety would be for the quarterback pull here, as you see him coming into the window because he owns the tight end and man coverage. So that's an inside zone read for us. Here we're going to check out an outside zone. So our linebackers are reading this shoulder of the tackle here, or the guard, excuse me. And they see a wide angle. So we'll tell our guys to rip and run. So you can see we're trying to regain leverage in our gap, rip and run, but do not get in front of the tailback. We say tempo the tailback for the backside linebacker for this cutback. So we do a nice job ripping and running, and then 43, our backside linebacker there, ending up on the outside zone, making a tackle on the cutback. And we do a pretty nice job across. Here's our other linebacker reading the tight end. He's the D-gap defender here. So here's a look at power. So we're going to get a puller. So if his guard pulls, he's reading this shoulder, and he sees it pulling, he's going to travel with. Our linebacker over here is reading this guard's shoulder. He sees it at him, all right, so he knows this is his gap. By the time he gets there, he cannot get in that gap. So we talk about, and this guy does not do a very good job here, of closing out that gap. Bash that guy's shoulder. So we're going to, essentially what we want is to chip that guard. So our linebacker coming over the top is going to be unblocked. All right. Our linebacker coming over the top does a nice job of avoiding this block. Everyone else does a nice job across the board. And we don't even need our free hitter, but this is the guy, in case everything goes wrong, he should be the unblocked player, all right, to make the tackle. We got guys matching fullbacks. We do a nice job spilling, so we're taking some more blocks. And we end up really with 2 free hitters there at the point of attack. We tell our defensive linemen to stay in your gap for any sort of cutback like this. So this D lineman's in charge of any sort of cutback. And again, at the end of the day, because we're a cover 1 team, he is our make sure that it doesn't go for a touchdown player. So those are 3 simple run reads for us. We'll go into a game and say, hey, let's read the guards. Hey, maybe let's read the tackle because they're a team that do not pull the guards. Maybe they're a team where we need to read the tailback. So we'll do some different things, but ideally we're reading an offensive lineman's shoulder through the backfield. So here, let's check out quick game. So we're reading the guard's shoulders here. What we do once we see its back is then we spy to the QB. So we're playing a cover 1 defense here. So he's got the tailback and man coverage. He's our low hole player. All right. So he got a back shoulder read telling him that it was pass. Vision goes to QB. He sees that it is quick game. So instead of getting to the low hole, dropping at deep angle. He wants to get flat and fast here. So you can see, if it's quick game, there's no reason to guard 8 yards down the field. Let's go where the quarterback's looking, guard 5, 6 yards of ground. All right, so he does a nice job of taking away this window, and we end up on quick game getting a sack on a 4-man rush here. And I think a lot of this has to do with because of our linebacker here taking away this easy throw with us playing outside leverage in our cover 1. And maybe if the quarterback were to hang on to it, he could probably get in our second slant window here as well. That's a nice job of a read on a quick game. Here's a drawback read. So we're reading our guard's shoulder. There it is, and it's back. So you can see our linebackers, they take a step to their gap, read, it's pass, all right. Helps out a little bit by the situation, 3rd and 11. They're going to drop in their pass responsibilities. Reading the quarterback's radar, all right. So they know quarterback's looking over here. Let's sink, scramble, let's move. All right, he's out of the pocket. 45 goes up. Evaluating the situation because he knows it's scramble. Because 43 is our hole player here. All right, just don't stay in the hole. If the quarterback's not looking to the hole, move your zone. You get a nice hit on the quarterback. And 43, who is our low hole player, which is in the middle of the field at 8 yards, is making an interception on a scramble out there on the number. So it's a nice job of telling your linebackers, hey, the playbook tells you you have low hole, but if the quarterback's not looking there and he's outside the pocket, expand your zone where the quarterback's looking, where the quarterback is at. And that was just simple 5 reads for us. For our linebackers, we make it really simple because of the man coverage we play behind them. We're not going to put those guys in conflict, but they're essentially reading that shoulder of the guard, and wherever that shoulder goes, they need to match by a different technique we might be teaching them. Hopefully you enjoyed Tuesday Talks. Again, you can subscribe to me down here at the bottom left, or you can watch last week's episode here in the bottom right. Thank you.